In today's world, everything and everyone is so busy. We constantly move from one point to another. Despite all the technologies we have to help us in this modern age, we seem to drift away from happiness. This is how I felt at one point in my life. I was a go-getter, always moving from one thing to the next, trying to forge my path in this world. The more effort I put in, the more I felt a void within myself. It felt like I was missing something. I just was unable to figure out what exactly it was. Through the turbulence of life, I was shaken up. Slowly, I started feeling insecure, more vulnerable and more stressed out every single day. Those were dark days in my life, and I felt as though there was no hope on the horizon. As a result of my fortitude, I never gave up on myself. I looked back at the past, from where I started to where I was, and did a careful analysis on myself. After having analysed myself and began to understand how I came to be in the situation I was, although I did not want to admit it, I began to realise gradually that my self-confidence was low, and my self-esteem was starting to hit rock bottom. This book is one of the first I've written out of my own experience and the experiences of others that I was privileged to have observed as well. I have compiled what works to improve self-esteem with the hope that it may one day benefit others who may experience the same feeling of low self-esteem as I did at that point in my life. Believe me when I tell you that there are ways to get out of it, because I found some of them. You will journey with me through this voyage of discovery, and in the process, understand just how valuable you are, which will in turn make you realize how much you can do when you possess such great confidence and self-esteem in yourself. My motivation for writing this book was to help others step out of the quagmire that they find themselves in as a result of low self-esteem, and move forward to a much better place. Yours truly, Genevieve Amor. Introduction. Every day, people lose out on valuable opportunities because of something called low self-esteem. The actions of the past, the troubles of the present, and the uncertainties of the future may dedicate how you feel about yourself. Your self-esteem is complex and plays a major role in influencing your thoughts about yourself and others. It is what makes you feel that you are less deserving than others, and it is also what makes you feel that none is as important as you are. The difference is the level at which one esteems himself. Psychologists have worked on this problem for years because it is something that has subsisted since the very beginning of man's existence. The mirror images that we see from the things people say to us can sometimes be inaccurate and hence cause damage to us psychologically and otherwise. This book looks through the different aspects of self-esteem and shows the reader how to deal with the complexity of thoughts that determines how he feels about himself and others and why he feels that way. This is your life. It can become better. You deserve it and you can make it happen. Once you understand how to do this, when presented with challenges, you will be able to face it, and you will understand also how to readdress the problems in order to come out from the other side with a newer and happier you. Developing high self-esteem helps you to accept who you are, and thus reduces the stress related to feeling that you are less than you ought to be. This book can change your life forever. It is written from a neutral stance, and therefore will show you how to incorporate ideas into your life that will give you positive results. You will learn where your feelings of inadequacy come from and realize that these feelings may be misguided. Research has shown that most people with low self-esteem and self-love who feel unfulfilled feel so not because of their own set goals, which they may have failed to achieve, but because they have failed to reach the expectations of other people. Once you discover how self-esteem works, you will begin to live your life to the fullest and learn to build a wall of confidence, preventing problems or feelings that may arise from low self-esteem from ever happening again.